We are back here on the Dan's Golf World Show, brought to you by the one and only Sports Illustrated. Man, has it been a week in golf. Justin Thomas back in the winner's circle. Man, is it good to see him there. Unfortunately, Joel Dahmen, not so much. He almost had it and lost it there. We're going to take a look. Neil Shipley, though, joins the Friends of Winners this weekend as well. We're also going to jump into something I did called an AI ball fitting. A little wild. I invented it, I think. I don't know. Could be interesting. And then we're going to take a look at our picks for the Zurich Classic. Coming up right here on the Dan's Golf World Show. All right, boys. Well, the RBC Heritage 2025 is in the books. Rich, we'll go to you shortly because I can see you're already basking in your glory, grinning ear to ear. Who watched it? Did you guys tune in? I was glued in on Sunday.
I watched it on Saturday.
So you saw round 3.
Yeah.
Didn't catch the finish.
Basically, I started at the start of JT.
Okay. Well, he had a heck of a run. Gary, did you see any of that Justin Thomas performance this weekend?
Absolutely, because Justin Thomas is the man. We love to see him win. Just a phenomenal player, phenomenal person. And also, is this the first actual pick where somebody won one?
No, sir, it is not.
This would be Rich's second pick that won one.
That's like they won one, huh?
That's right.
Well, I guess we might as well jump into it. I feel like Rich doesn't want to wait any longer. Josh, without any interruption, why don't you go ahead and take us right through it and break down the outcome of this last week's picks.
So to start, first ever tie for third place.
We got a tie?
We got Gary and Dan with Ludwig Oberg and Colin Morikawa both shooting 3 under, tied at 54. And then second, we have me not in the 4th place hole finally, with Scotty Scheffler shooting -12 with a T8 finish. And then for the second time in 4 weeks, and 4 weeks in a row being the head picker, we got Rich with Justin Thomas, who shot 17 under.
Rich, as the head picker, do you have any words you'd like to share or anything you want to, say, for this momentous moment that you're enjoying right now?
Better than the giver.
I just would like to thank all of my fans and all of the people out there that have supported me all the way through my life and have helped me so much in making these awesome, amazing picks. And that's where I'm going to go with that.
Well, you know what, Rich? I feel like you are dominating in a way I never would have guessed. You've got some sort of golf winning insider knowledge that none of us have. And you know what? Here's all I can say is you're making solid picks. It's not like you're just, throwing names out there and getting lucky. Yeah. I mean, I do feel like you are making very strong choices here. And I don't know. I want to discredit it. I want to think that
you guys try and discredit it every time.
Every week.
Last, too.
And you pick
every
last.
week.
Hey, Rich picks with Rich.
Who's the guy that he picked that won prior to Justin?
Minwoo Lee.
Lee.
Dude, what a pick that is, though.
Right?
Deep
first
pick.
time he's ever won ever.
You know what? All right, Rich. Good job.
Well, and then going with Thomas, who hasn't taken a win since the 2022 PGA Championship. So it's not like, obviously Justin Thomas is playing great. One, was on the winning team for TGL. But to just say out of nowhere that he's going to go win the RBC, I don't think there was a ton of people kind of, counting on that. And, Rich called it. I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, it's easy. I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like
easy.
It's easy.
Well, here's what I think the slight edge Rich has, and he's going to obviously have it again at the Zurich because Rich is already down there. Rich is walking the course. He's got an idea of how this course is playing. He's looking at these greens. I mean, obviously you're there on site. So, that is an advantage, but at the same time, it's an earned advantage because you're putting miles on it. You know what I mean? You're out there in the field doing the hard work.
That's exactly right. And I will say the weather out here at Zurich is absolutely beautiful walking into this week. I'm looking forward to a really good showdown again this week.
Just curious, are you getting a chance to, enjoy any of the local specialties, eating any of the food while you're down there or anything?
You know that jambalaya down here is just spot on for sure. And also, of course, had a couple hurricanes while I was here too.
Oh yeah, and the nice thing is you can get them in those little to-go windows and kind of walk around in the streets with them. That's always fun.
And they're in the huge tubs.
Yeah, everyone needs a 94-ounce hurricane to walk around New Orleans with. Maybe a couple beignets.
Is it one of the bars down here that has that hurricane where like you take the shot, the girl throws the water in your face and whack, it just smacks you in the face?
I will say though, have we all been to New Orleans?
I've been. Gary, you been?
The one thing I love is when you go into a bar and there's the live band playing. I mean, you always got a tip, but they could play pretty much any song you ask for.
What's your go-to request song? Like Piano Man if a guy's on guitar?
No, it's The Middle.
Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World. It just takes some time. Okay.
Yeah. You got to hear that every time,
and then Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
Rich, those are some pretty deep picks. I mean, obviously, Rich, you're an expert at picking. Do you feel like Josh here is making some high-end picks with those song requests?
Everybody's got their own taste in music. So, hey, if that's his jam, go for it.
You're just not handing him the aux cord on the next road trip, are you?
I'll get that car
Zero
bumping.
chance.
I'll get that car bumping.
Those are two good picks, though.
They are.
They are. Just disgusted. He had to agree.
Yeah, they are.
So upset.
Josh, was there anything else from the RBC we got to take a look at? Because we got a lot to cover today, but I don't want to breeze past any important moments.
The penalty that Justin Thomas gave himself in the second or third round.
You know what, dude? He's a man of honor. He really is. You know what? He really is. What kind of happened there and what led to this near tournament ending one-stroke penalty?
So pretty much as soon as I turn on the TV, I see Justin Thomas hits one in the waist area, which is basically just a huge bunker. Yeah. So I don't know the difference. Can they lie their club down on that then? Or do they still play it as a bunker?
Well, you can. So my understanding in most waist areas, you can... the club can touch the ground.
Okay.
You can't affect the area around the ball. You can't like Patrick Reed the sand away from behind it. But you can also pick up like loose impediments or loose impediment, if you will.
And that's what Justin Thomas was doing.
Yeah.
And then accidentally, when he was moving one piece, the ball, and you couldn't even catch it on TV. Like you couldn't, if he didn't say anything, then he would have been completely
Legend of Bagger
fine.
Vanced it.
But he decided to tell the official right away. He's like, you could just tell. He was like, oh. And ball moved a little bit.
Yeah, and even when he was explaining it, he's like, did it roll? He goes, it was like barely. It just like kind of like nudged a little, like not even like a full turn or a half turn, just like it just kind of wavered slightly. But the guy's like, you know what? It moved. I caused the ball to move from its original lying place, and I would be lying if I acted like that didn't happen.
Yeah, but did it come to rest in its original position?
No, it was after, and it took so long for them to figure it out. They just told him to finish out the hole.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll look at the cameras and all that stuff. He ended up birdieing the hole, but he still gave up that one-stroke penalty.
Good, though.
So basically, it didn't hurt him.
Well, but where it looked like it might have hurt him was at the end of round 3. He was now down in second place. He would have been tied for first up there with, who was he tied for first with?
Siwoo Kim.
Siwoo Kim.
Which was on fire until the last round.
Siwoo, shake that ass.
Was that the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, thank you. There's a deep quote. Yeah,
it was crazy too when he was talking to the rules official and he's like, all right, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your ball back where it was. He takes his finger and he sets it on top and he's like, okay, it was like right there.
like almost a non-movement.
Yeah. He's like, it was just, he barely moved it at all. And he's like, it's like just there, What's also crazy too is like for him to say that. And I mean, it came down to him going into playoff holes to win.
Yeah.
And, that one stroke could have determined everything. He didn't do the look around, see if there's any cameras anywhere or anything. He just saw it, put his hands up, and he's like, it moved right away. Like, didn't question anything. And like, that's like, I don't know.
Got to. If you're a true golfer, like in your head, like you would feel bad. I would feel horrible.
I mean, yeah, but like $4 million makes you feel less bad.
Yeah, but like, what would happen if, say, he didn't say anything and he gets caught? Is that more of a penalty than what he already had? Or
I mean, like, just his whole credibility and reputation go out the window. That's not much, but it's just a little thing.
Well, but if he signs his card and he has
Then
a
he's
penalty, then he's
disqualified.
DQ'd, right?
Yeah. So it's just better to do the right thing. Also, don't you guys like that they go from the most prestigious, cool-looking jacket to the RBC jacket?
Yeah, just like a clown coat.
Here's a patch with some flannel.
I actually like that though.
No hate on it, but
Yeah, it's just
compared to the Masters jacket,
Right, like-
tons of hate.
And why do we do like a jacket tournament 1 week later? Like, there's not like 10 jacket tournaments. You
Isn't
know what I
there
mean?
a gold one too?
Gary, say it. Gold, Greg.
Gold jacket, green
Thank you.
jacket, who gives a shit?
Thank you.
No, but seriously, isn't there a
Thank you.
gold jacket tournament where they still win a gold jacket?
Yeah, I think that comes out later on this year.
No, am I being is this
Happy Gilmore.
is it am I thinking of the wrong thing here?
I don't know if that's real or not. I only know it from Happy Gilmore. But is it real? I don't think so. I think they were like spoofing on it. I don't know. I have
'Cause
no idea.
I could have sworn there was one tournament
There
that
is.
had it. Yeah, see, Gary. Yeah.
there is a
Well,
gold.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
While he's looking that up, the other crazy shot was when JT was in the water and like totally hit it and just splashed mud all over him, and it was just like that
Oh,
gross mud that's like
that pond muck.
Yes.
Oh.
And, it's all
And it
smelly.
also where it landed was basically the same spot that he would have dropped from.
Oh,
Mhm.
You got the RBC, you got the PGA Grand Slam of Golf, European Masters, Volvo China Open, Wells Fargo Championship,
It's the Wells
Australia.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo.
And it's like a little red dot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got Australian Masters and the Boeing Classic and the Avid Health Championships.
I feel like that pattern jacket would be very like Gizmo-esque. I don't know. I just think it
Right.
could be. I'm not sure. I don't
Clarence
know.
might like it with his artistic background.
Yeah. I also love that there's just like a huge iron-on patch.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
right on the
Like,
chest.
it doesn't even look like it
And
could
it's not
just because how
centered.
he's wearing it, but why is it so tilted down?
I don't know. Like, do you think that this jacket has like all of this? I don't know. We hear about it like in the Masters. There's a vault below the pro shop that they go down into like through a secret door, and that's where like you get fitted. Like, do you think they're doing all that, or do they got like I don't know, like an oversized porta potty he goes in with a mirror to put this thing on? I don't know. I'm just curious if as much goes into it.
Oversized porta potty.
Yeah, listen, I'm struggling here.
Those are
today.
awesome. If I could get myself in one of those when I'm out and about,
I think the jokey metaphor was it's not as cool and it doesn't deserve a vault.
One of the other cool things I thought between going from the Masters to the RBC last week was you go from the Masters, which, I mean, Gary, I don't know, do you think it's arguably the toughest greens out of any tournament?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
up there. I mean,
Yeah.
for sure.
Without a doubt.
And then it goes to the RBC, which is like arguably the smallest greens in any tournament. Like they were postage stamp size.
Well, I mean, Justin Thomas was making some putts. I mean, he was not
Yes.
always in position, but he was putting. And I love that he talked about, they got into the press conference and just kind of asking him what helped this turn? Like, how have you turned it around? And he said that a little while back, he spent some time with Xander Schauffele. He called him up and was like, dude, can I pick your brain? Can we hang out? And first of all, I love that about golf.
Yeah.
They're not like on the same TGL team. They're not on the same team on course. Like they're just, it's an individual sport. So to be like, yeah, cool. I'll show you stuff so you can beat me better. Like, but they do. And I really appreciate that Xander's like, yeah, cool, man. Let's go out and kind of work on it. And what I loved was he said it wasn't so much what he necessarily showed him. It was about the questions that he asked him, which caused him to think about his process and sort of reevaluate the way he was approaching the whole process. And he was like, I'm overthinking it. I'm overanalyzing. I'm trying to do too much. But I kind of came to that realization through the questions that Xander was asking. And I just think, I don't know. There's something about that whole kind of behind the scenes story that I love so much.
Yeah, be an athlete, make an athletic shot.
That's it.
Him and Ricky do the same thing as us. Like every day they hit balls together and stuff because they live down the street.
How do we get in on that text?
Oh,
Right?
well, you're almost there.
Yeah, like
Cobra.
I would say, like
yeah.
I'm closer than I ever used to be, but I'm still like unimaginably far, like measured in light years.
I could just see it like Ricky be like, isn't that the guy that like spent? Yeah. He tried to give me money.
Yeah, he's like, wait,
Were you able to do that at the Masters?
no.
Okay.
But he's probably going to be like, wait, is this guy going to ask the same wacky questions the whole time we're hitting balls like he does in every press conference?
Actually, he just hits balls and he doesn't say a thing.
Like, dude, he's just sweating so
Look at
hard
him.
down
My
there.
God, he's gonna row his way home in a canoe.
Speaking of hitting balls, I cannot wait to talk about this AI ball fitting, but let's get caught up on a little more tour news and then we will get there. We just had, what was this other tournament? Oh, the Corals Punta Cana Championship. Joel Dahmen was on a tear, an absolute tear all weekend. The dude was playing like we have not seen Joel Dahmen play in quite some time. Joel Dahmen. We all say it our own way. I feel like in Chicago, you say Joel Dahmen. I don't know. Could be our own thing.
That sounds kind of Boston-y.
Hell, but yeah, you get like hot dogs and like white socks. Gets real nasally and it's in the back of the throat. And then you go a little higher and you start to talk like all the Midwest moms. It's all right in there. But yeah, dude was on a run and then just implodes. Absolutely implodes. I love, he had this one quote where he's like, I kind of blacked out. And when I came to, I had lost the tournament. I was like, oh my God. Like the Billy Horschel blackout celebrations. Well, he kind of had the reverse version of that.
He needed some White Claws.
He did. A couple claws, get the guy moving. Didn't he talk about that in Full Swing season 1?
Yeah, he drank like 4 of them and then he shot 5 under to make the U.S. Open qualifier.
It's crazy. Just give the dude some claws. What do you think is his flavor?
Peach.
Yeah, I was gonna say peach.
Peach? Wow.
Dude, it's either that or black cherry. Those are the best two.
Hands down, but I hate claws.
There's
Me too.
no way he's drinking lime. Everybody picks around those. They're all drank last.
Drink Jack like a
Lime is my
man.
favorite.
That's your favorite?
That's the one I go to.
Wow.
That's like
you're like the
liking
cleanup
black
crew.
Licorice.
Right?
You like black licorice?
No.
That's grandpa candy. Nobody likes that. I don't know. Anything else to talk about other than Joel Dahmen completely just eviscerating his own
I
win?
mean, the kid.
How about,
who
can we
won.
talk about who won?
I guess it's not as fun, but okay. Anyone want to? Feel free.
Look at that bicep.
I got
That's a
it.
huge
Garrick
bicep.
Higo wins shooting -14 with 64, 68, 70, and 72, securing a second PGA Tour title.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
Southpaw.
He's a southpaw?
Lefty.
Wow. You have a special place in your heart, like when lefties do it, right?
Yeah.
It means more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have like a
You're a southpaw.
not in golf?
Yeah, I know, but like insane.
don't
I've
think
known the guy
that
for
matter.
4 years. Saw him write down something for
I
the
was-
first time in history.
I was writing notes on my run a show, and Gary's like, "Wait, you write left-handed?"
Like, when did this happen?
Goes to show how often I keep score in golf. You've never seen me write before.
That's for sure.
Neil Shipley, guys.
That's what I want to talk about.
That's what I want to talk
I
about.
got the tournaments
Oh,
confused.
oh,
All right, Neil Shipley.
I love the guy.
Let's go.
Rich, go ahead. What do you want to say here? You seem fired up.
I was just so fired up. I thought we were talking about the Korn Ferry. I didn't realize we were talking about the Coral. That's why I was like, can we talk about the winner? Like, 'cause-
Yeah.
yes. Like, it's just so. I mean, he's just such a fun guy. Played at the Masters. Like, it's just, like just a fun guy.
He is. I love that he talked about like he's trying to get a sponsorship from Waffle House because that's like the majority of what he eats on the road. He is just like a real dude, like a bro.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Did you see his dorm room?
no, what does he got?
Oh, it was on full swing.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like I don't think he's in college anymore, but when he was in school, they went into where he lives, and yeah, I got like 4 roommates, and it just looks like a frat house. It's just
Like, dude is teeing it up next to Tiger Woods at the Masters, and he's going back, and his TV's on like milk crates.
Well, his
What's
coach is
hilarious-
like, go ahead, Rich.
And I was just, it's hilarious. Like full swings going in, and you can tell they like guy dorm room like picked up, but like
Yeah.
it was not
Hey,
clean
listen,
at all.
he's got socks on the floor. We know he
Right?
does.
Oh,
we know
yeah.
he's got socks on the floor.
Well, his coach was like, what are those camel Crocs? He's like, yeah, that's hillbilly Gucci right there, bro.
Hillbilly
Yes.
Gucci.
He's like, don't be knocking on my Crocs with the camo.
Gotta love a guy that's got some personality
Absolutely.
coming up. Yeah.
But how cool is that for him to get his first win?
This win moves him to number 3 in Korn Ferry Tour point standings.
Pretty good.
I mean, do we think we're going to see Neil Shipley with a full PGA Tour card by the end of the season?
Hands down.
If he keeps us up, yeah. Because what do you need to get in?
I don't
That's
know, a
what I
bunch.
You need a win.
Do you need a win, or do you have to be in a certain number for?
Pretty sure it's
points?
just a win, though. I don't know. It's both probably, but the win helps. I
Yeah,
mean,
the win doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Gives him points.
Plus, he already was at the Masters.
Oh, did you guys see that he won in the 5th playoff hole?
Was it really?
Yeah. He sank a 38-foot birdie on the 5th playoff hole to win.
Wow. I was trying to watch it, but I couldn't figure out what channel the Korn Ferry Tour is on.
It's on Golf Channel 2.
Is that a thing?
No.
Oh my God, I would so sign up. I have so many subscriptions. I just add more. It's fine. I came across this on Instagram, this caddy video, this caddy conversation. And I feel like there needs to be way more of this in golf broadcast, where we are hearing the mic'd up conversations, not just from like your top tier players, but I feel like the conversations in the B squad really might be where it's all at. But like, go ahead and roll this, because there's so much about this I love.
Okay, it's downwind, up and over that slope. Well, then push it back in. Yes, it's better. That's what I'm saying. I just need it not to go like in the trees. I need it to just stay in the fairway. I think if I cut it against, it kills off speed. I like that a lot. Well, there's like kind of fat guy out there, like your right hand. Yeah, like that tree trunk. Exactly.
See that big fat guy out there right by the tree trunk? That's my line. That's what I'm looking at.
That's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
Yeah, like, see that ugly chick with the weird hair? Yeah, no, I want to be just left of her over by the fat guy in the tree trunk.
Imagine
Yeah,
you
left
being,
of the bad nose job.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine being that guy, though?
I was reading the comments, and someone's like, the real justice was the camera guy not cutting to the fat guy. like specifically like him. That is the one we're talking about.
Well, imagine later on when he's like, "Hey, do you see that really hot girl over there? Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted you to see her. Your line's over there."
Yeah, she's the one wearing the bikini top right there, laying out, slathering on a tanning oil. Yeah, we're not aiming at her. I'm just staring
No,
for no
just-
reason.
Filtered
Just
my
point it
Anthony
out.
Jeselnik comment joke.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what, Gary, thank you.
You're welcome.
What a beautiful day
Oh,
it is here
God.
Hi,
today.
Clarence.
This has been the best week of my life.
Really?
I got to meet Dan's boys as they were up here, hitting the 1s and 2s on the mics.
Yeah.
I even found some inspiration to paint some pictures.
Oh, wow.
Here, Josh, I sent you copies. Can you put them on the screen to show everybody? I painted everybody, including you, Gizmo.
You're like the Joker a little bit.
He's good.
He's real good.
Wow.
That's good, but terrifying as well.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, he got the skip it hat
Yeah, I
down.
know.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Oh, Gary, the
Even
stash.
Gary.
You know what, Gary? That right there is proof that the stash belongs. If Clarence is
Agreed.
painting you with the stash, dude, he's got the tree. This thing is, dude.
He's dialed.
I'm
I
actually
look so
shocked.
sad.
I never
Look
saw
at
him.
Gizmo.
I didn't know he was into like oils and that type of painting, and I feel like he's very talented.
I kind of love that.
Oh.
there's-
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my God.
That's how you see me, huh? I take a vote that he is not allowed to paint anyone anymore. This is
Not
a golf
voting.
show, buddy. What's next? You want to paint us like one of your French girls? Dan, I do not like this one bit. Fix this now.
wearing this Masters hat and only this Masters hat.
Gizmo, I'm sorry that Clarence is contributing to the show, that he's putting an effort in between show hours. And I don't foresee myself putting any sort of end to this, even though you're highly offended by the imagery that he portrayed you as.
I think the imagery is kind of fitting.
Devil.
I think maybe, I don't know, maybe you should lighten up a little. Maybe, you know, he'll paint you in a better light.
I'll say
So I did
these are
find out
really
how
good.
you get. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying how good the pictures are. You're good.
So I did find out how you move up from the Korn Ferry tour.
Oh, go on. Thank you.
So it's like we all thought it's the total points for the season. It doesn't say exactly how high it is, but total points. Then you also have the 3-win promotion. So I'm assuming you have to take 3 of them instead of just the one.
Wow.
And then there's also a PGA Tour special temporary membership.
So they could be like, all right, all you guys worked hard, but we also kind of just picked that guy because we like him.
Yep.
Nice.
Grant, you have a huge YouTube following. Would you like to play on the tour?
Wesley Bryan, you irritated us. Now there's an extra spot.
See you later. How is that totally working? Wesley Bryan gets kicked off the tour, but then they, at the same time, they ask Grant to giving him invitation to stuff.
Here's what I have no clue about, so I'm just gonna wildly speculate.
Go on.
But for different tournaments, there's a lot of exemption categories, and one of them is a sponsor exemption. So a sponsor, whoever it may be, Rich, you're at the Zurich, we'll take that, for example. Or I like how, Rich, you put the Rich in Zurich. If you kind of look next to your head there. Yeah,
He
totally
does.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. The Zurich, if you will.
There it is, right here.
But sponsors themselves get to hand out a few exemptions. So sometimes if the title sponsor is also a player sponsor, for example, the Rocket Mortgage, and then Ricky Fowler has Rocket Mortgage on his sleeve, not that he's not welcomed into the tournament, but they might be somebody that they would pick for a sponsorship exemption. I have no idea. I am just curious, though. The PGA Tour made a ruling on Wesley Bryan, and then potentially one of these other exemption categories chose Grant Horvat. And then the world at large is saying PGA Tour kicked him out and invited him over the same type of thing, when meanwhile, it quite possibly could have been a sponsorship exemption that created this entire dumpster fire that the PGA Tour never asked for. Yeah. And I'm here for it either way. I love
Throw the
it
gas.
because
throw the gas on the fire.
I think it is chaotic. I think it makes zero sense to me that he participated in a non-paying YouTube golf internet thing, which he does for a living. That's the only reason we even know who he is. There's a lot of guys fighting for spots on the PGA Tour, and this guy's out here making YouTube videos like the zillion other people, and we are among them. And yet he is going to be singled out as it being this wildly egregious act against the PGA Tour because the venue in which he made this YouTube video.
And it's like also, I don't even feel like it's a live event. It's like live adjacent, you know?
Right. I mean, for real. And it aired on Grant Horvat's channel.
Yeah, so how does he not get anything but Wesley Bryan does?
It truthfully, genuinely makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. It's because he's got good teeth.
He's got fantastic teeth. Yeah. And he's, as some call him, the sloth in a good way. In a very good way.
How is that a good way?
How is it not? I wish people saw me more sloth-like.
Okay.
All right. I got a couple hot takes for you guys. I love a good hot take. And the first one being, and this was discussed, we'll kind of get there, a hole-in-one on a par 3 course. Counts. Is that a hole-in-one? Does it count in your record of hole-in-ones? Like, I have 3 hole-in-ones. Like me, I personally have 1 hole-in-one. It was on a standard 18-hole golf course. It was not in one of these potentially hot take categories. Rich, where are you at on that? A hole-in-one on a par 3 course.
Well, I can see both sides of it. One, if I hit a hole on a par 3, I'm going nuts. I'm going up. I'm buying everybody around because it's par 3 courses. Probably like nobody there.
Yeah, there's like 3 guys in the lobby,
right?
And like you get the drinks out of the fridge, like they're sealed.
I'm going and pulling 4 Gatorades out for everybody.
Yeah. You get a Gatorade. You get a Gatorade.
Yeah. But that being said, if you're making, so that's the one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, if you get a hole-in-one on a putt-putt course, does that count?
Absolutely not.
That's different. That's completely different, though.
Usually an iron.
All right. Well,
can I give my take real quick?
Please, Josh, before we roll the official answer.
So this kind of reminds me of, I'm going to bring it back to bowling just for a second. Just for a second.
Go on.
That's like shooting a 300 not in a sanctioned league. So most of your leagues, more like 95% of your leagues is sanctioned by USBC, which is United States Bowling Congress. Your records all get written down and it gets put in like this record book of all your 300s and all
it's
your
probably like
scores.
paper and pen too, isn't it? Like the record book.
Yeah.
It's old school. It's like a ledger.
But people say if you shoot one, like shoot a 300, outside of that, it doesn't count.
Yeah, like if you're doing like cosmic bowling on
And you
like a
just-
Friday
and
night,
you just whack a 300.
that's why I don't log mine, because it was during cosmic bowling.
I count all mine. Like no matter what, I shoot a 300. I'm counting as 300.
Fair.
I'm with you, Josh. I'm totally with you. Like in all reality, I don't care when I hit a 3. Like there's so many times I'll rip off the tee and then I don't like that tee shot, so I just drop another ball and I hit again. If I'm on a 3 and a regular 18 course, if I hit it with my second ball and it's a hole in one, it's a hole in one.
Oh no, you can't. No, that's not it.
I'll hit 5 balls in a row. If I hit it in the hole in one shot, it counts for me.
All right. Well, our guy, Roger Steele, presented this question to the one and only Ken Griffey Jr. at the Masters. This was a CBS broadcast. It's all over the internet now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ken Griffey Jr.'s take on the situation, which is also known as the correct take.
Par 3 hole-in-ones don't count. They got an asterisk behind it.
Yes.
Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not to invalidate you or disrespect you, sir. I'm a huge fan, but why don't they count?
Do my home runs count in the home run derby?
Ooh.
I see what you're trying to do here. Okay, so look, when you go play a par 3 course, you are playing a round of golf.
And I step into the batter's box.
These comebacks.
I see what you're trying to do. I see where you're going with this.
There's a pitcher.
I see where you're going
There's some
with this.
fielders.
I see where you're going with this. But that is an exhibition. I believe that when you step onto a par 3 course,
That's an exhibition.
No. There are designated holes, and just like an actual game, there are innings, there's structure to how you play
So
it. It's not
putt
just
counts in that too?
You said what?
Oh.
No, because you don't call it a putt-putt golf course, it's a putt-putt course. The word golf is eliminated from putt-putt.
No. They call it golf course.
Yeah, they do. Putt-putt course, putt-putt golf course.
You don't
You're just pulling things out of thin air right now.
You don't get the ball, you don't get the ball into the air.
Some people do on a
Some people do.
That's a good point.
Relentless.
All right. Where are we at on that? Agree, disagree?
I disagree. Just because my level of golf isn't. If I was like you guys, were
Thank you.
pretty above the average golfer, and then I'll be like maybe, but
You don't
where
want to
I'm at
narrow
right
your
now-
window.
Slightly
Yeah.
above the average golfer.
I'll take that.
That's totally fair though. Like if Tiger's playing a par 3 course and hits a hole in one, I think that definitely gets an asterisk. If I hit it, I don't care. That counts.
Here's my take. If you get a hole in one on a par 3, it counts. And also the par 3 courses I play, there's a couple par 4s. So does that really count? Because somebody actually told me the other day, because I told him I want a double eagle in real life. And he's like, why? I'm like, I've gotten 2 on simulators. He's like, those count. I'm like, no, they really don't.
That's to me, that's where I feel like it's like if someone were to ask me like how many hole in ones you have, whatever, I would say like I've got 1 real one, I've got X on simulators and X on par 3 course. Like I feel like they just come with like a little explanation caveat. Like it's not that you don't mention them.
2 real hole ones. My 3rd one don't count because I was in the Junior League Cup, which is like the size of this.
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah, the kids were really excited. I was not. I was like,
what a waste. Because like had it been a normal size cup, it still could have done it.
They're like, you're not even excited. And I like crushed their spirits, but I'm like, it's not the regular cup. It's no big deal.
Yeah, this doesn't count, and the golf you guys play doesn't matter either.
Now,
it's fake.
What's more of an asterisk? What's more of an asterisk? A par 3 hole in one or a simulator hole in one?
Simulator hole one.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a heavier ink asterisk, you know what I mean, placed on the paper. But I think they both should be explained. I don't think you get to just kind of lump them all together in this one big total. I mean, because here's my thing, and the reason I agree with the point about the home run derby is you have so many tries stacked up. A lot of par 3 courses are even additionally shorter than the standard par 3s that you're playing from your normal tees on a golf course, but also you have 9 to 18 attempts back to back to back, as opposed to, generally speaking, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, and they're kind of spread out and spaced out. That to me is where the home run derby analogy comes into play for me, because you're just kind of repeating it over and over and over. And the opportunity is I don't know, the percentage of opportunity is far higher. That's my opinion.
I think it's a good comparison, but at the same time, it's not. It's like one of those ones where it's like, it's very like
Because if
Yes
you go
or
out to
no?
Rolling Hills at Silver Lake, those holes are, some of them are kind of tough.
Yeah, like there's a par 3 course that I play out in Indiana, and it's hard. Like one of the holes is like 94 yards, but in front of it is a pond, and behind it, literally like maybe 5-10 yards behind the green, is a barn.
All right, here's a question. If I said to you, like, dude, my putting's been on fire, I drained 2 40-footers in my last round. And then I finished explaining because it bounced off the clown's mouth and then rolled right in. Does this, like, is it like, whoa, I thought you were talking about real golf. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at what point do we say, well, you're explaining it like it was real golf. You need to add the caveat that you were playing putt-putt and you hit off the clown's mouth. I don't know.
Say you go up to Treetops in Gaylord, Michigan and play where they do the Three Tops tournament where like Freddie used to go and do the skins. If you play that, get a hole in one on any of those, you've 1,000% made a hole in one.
I totally agree. I think just when you're explaining it, like, hey, do you have any, do you have a hole in one? I'm like, yeah, I have 1 hole in one and 1 hole in one on a par 3 course. Like, to me, you just don't say I have 2. That's my thought. I don't know.
I say you have 2.
And then do you lump in simulator?
No.
See? All right. All right, fine. One more hot take and we got to get out of here.
What about the comments? Go to the comments. All 17 of you.
Yeah. Let's debate it out there in the comment section and explain to these guys how they're all wrong. All right, I got one more hot take for you guys. Hot dogs are a big part of golf, obviously. The turn glizzy. Ketchup or no ketchup?
No ketchup.
No ketchup.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Not
On
hot dog.
anything? Wait, do you like ketchup in general?
No, it's disgusting.
All right, then that doesn't count.
Well,
Josh is
well,
invalidated.
What do you mean?
That's just we found
Because
out
if you
last
don't
week
like
Josh
ketchup
doesn't
at
like
all,
food,
then,
period.
Biased.
then you don't like your opinion on do you put ketchup on a hot dog. You have to like ketchup at least some and then say, but it doesn't go on a hot dog. But if you don't like it at all and say it doesn't go on a hot dog, I don't know. To me, it's less valid. Gary, do you agree?
Mustard and ketchup.
Mustard and ketchup only? No other like Chicago style?
I'm grabbing some pickles for the side.
You sidecar the pickles?
Like 6.
Well, here's the thing. If you're from Chicago area, like we are, you don't put ketchup on a hot dog.
Rich, okay, first question, because we need to know as a baseline, do you like ketchup at all?
On some things.
Like French fries or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I like dipping my French fries in mustard. I just kind of started that. It's pretty
Invalidated.
Yeah,
All right. No, I'm
like,
kidding. I'm kidding. No.
That's almost
Ketchup on the hot dog. You're a hard press no?
hard no. NK17.
Wait, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That means you cannot NK no ketchup if you're over 17.
Oh. Well, does that have to go in the corner of the screen like the rating? Like when it comes on
Yeah.
TBS?
Vienna or one of the big hot dog companies, that was one of their like advertisements for a while. It was NK17. You can't have ketchup if you're over 17.
All right, for a little historical record, do you know why Chicago became known for the no ketchup on the hot dog city?
They wanted to be different.
No,
No,
no, it's
absolutely
that at
not.
all. I do know, but I'm not going to bust your cherry. Go ahead.
Again. So back in the day when hot dogs were first made, it was a collection of the leftover meats. It still is today, but we're going to talk about back in the day. And some of the, less reputable companies would put low quality or even spoiled meat into the hot dog to discard it.
Wow.
And ketchup was known for the use of masking the flavor of the low quality or potentially like mixed in spoiled meats. They would douse it in ketchup. Chicago came into the hot dog scene and said, we are going to make high quality hot dogs. And to prove that our hot dogs are so high quality, you don't even need ketchup. So we don't do ketchup in Chicago because it is such high quality dog. And now it has become this like cultural badge of honor to say, I refuse to eat ketchup on a hot dog. Not that it's not incredibly delicious, but that it's sort of this like historical carryover. And still to this day, no ketchup belongs on a Chicago dog. Gary, what do you got with that?
It's an annexation, something we missed earlier. So why don't you finish and then I'll go back to what I wanted to.
Very fair. So here's where I'm at. I love a Chicago dog. I love all this. I love all the jazz on it. I want the full Chicago dog jazz.
Yes.
Also, big shout out to Green Garden Golf Course, our home course we play over here.
Phenomenal.
They inside the pro shop. They've got like the concession area, of course, the pro shop, pick up some cool gear. But then in the condiment station, they have everything to make a complete Chicago dog, which I think is pretty like top tier turn dog setup to have all of that
What
stuff.
is there, like 8 things? You got mustard, onion, relish, pickle, tomato, and then there's one more. There's
Sport pepper.
Sport peppers, yeah.
On the sesame seed bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but because I'm normally not like the dog that makes it the best is when you have the neon green relish.
Yeah.
Not just
Oh,
any
yeah.
sweet relish
Like
or dill
Portillo's?
relish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the neon green
like it's got to
relish.
glow in the dark
Yes,
after you spoon it on there.
Like normally I would never eat something that looked that fake, but like on a
Except-
Chicago dog.
It's mandatory on the Chicago dog.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
the one thing. I love all of the ingredients of a Chicago dog with the addition of ketchup.
Oh,
I
you
know.
ruined it.
I know.
Oh, I got
I know.
a nice one.
I want it all.
I used to get cheese dogs
Okay.
with
They're great.
cucumber.
They're
and-
not great.
No, and that celery salt.
Yeah.
That was good.
We forgot to mention celery salt in the
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
mix
yeah.
of
Celery
ingredients.
salt.
Thank you. You know what? That's super weird.
It's
We love
you
you,
have
though.
to try it. It's one of those.
What is that,
ones
like
where-
Cincinnati style or something? Like,
I don't know because you get the crunch from the cucumber and
I-
you got the cheese and the salt.
Texture means
It's
a lot.
Good.
Here's the thing. I'd try it. I'm not opposed to that idea. It sounds weird instantly, but I'd give it a go.
I was weirded out at first, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty freaking good.
I'd take a big bite. I don't know.
So moving back, we,
All right, go
we
ahead, Gary.
tied.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do a tie off.
Yeah, I've got a couple tiebreaker options that we're
Okay.
going to get into when it's time to do
Oh,
our
I-
picks for the
okay.
Zurich.
Got it,
But yeah, I got a little surprise in store for you.
Okay.
I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
All right. Either way.
Okay.
Let's get into this AI ball fitting. Okay. All right. So for some reason out of nowhere, I'm sitting at my desk doing some video editing, kind of thinking about the show, planning segments, whatever. And I had this thought for some random reason about I've never gone for a proper ball fitting. And I was like, I wonder if that's like an option. Maybe I could like talk about it on the show or something. I kind of want to do it, be a fun topic, something to, we're kind of through the Masters. What do we got now? We need some excitement, before we get into the Zurich or the Zurich, if you will. Thank you. I go online. I go into the PGA Tour Superstore website to like look through their fittings, and I see everything. They've got, whatever, driver fitting, iron fitting, full bag fitting, putter fitting, all this stuff you can do. There's like different levels and high end and premium fittings. There was nothing for a ball fitting. I was like, really? Well, that's kind of odd, but I kind of want to do one. So what do I do? And so I had this sort of wild idea that what if I program a custom GPT and I give it the instructions to find and curate all of the information from the internet to make it an expert at club fitting, club building, equipment pairing with players, how to make adjustments, how to give advice, like anything you could do, including ball data, flight tracking, ball flight, all this other stuff. And if it could sort of take all of this information in, could it guide me through a ball fitting if I fed it the data and saw what it did? So that's what I did. I packed up all the stuff. I brought my laptop, iPad, I brought some phone, computers, like the whole thing. And then I went to the PGA Tour Superstore and I went up front where they have the sleeves of balls and I bought one of everything. It definitely wasn't cheap. I was about $185 in sleeves of balls you're seeing there.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's also not that good, especially because now I have all these balls that I found out aren't right for me to use. Either way,
Yeah.
Gary's like, give them to me. I don't
You
care.
don't got preset Lotties out there, though.
Thank God. So I did. So I get to the store and I instruct ChatGPT and I explain to it what we're doing. I'm like, I am at the PGA Tour Superstore. I have rented a fitting bay. We are using a TrackMan. I want you to, and then I took a picture of all the types of balls I had, so that way you can understand what we were working with. And I said, I want you to walk me through a ball fitting process and put the brands of balls that I'm showing you that I have in order. So that way you can kind of walk me through them based upon the different profile of each ball. And I did. And let me tell you, it was a blast. So I followed the order that it said, and I went through each ball. I took one out of each sleeve, and I got warmed up first. Hit a few warm up balls. You know,
So 95.
yeah, a solid 95 warm up balls.
Yes.
And then I went through the process, and I hit each ball, and then I took a screenshot. I had my laptop kind of there, you know, to kind of input all the data into ChatGPT, and then I would use like the FaceTime camera to take a picture of the screen, so I didn't have to type all the data in, and it would take all that data in for each ball, and then it would tell me which one to go to next, which one to go to next. I went through all of them. Once I went through all of them, I said, nah, I feel like I'm a little more warm than I was in the beginning. Should I retest any balls? And then it had me go back and re-hit the first 4 balls I did again. I ended up doing, I think grand total, it was something like, I forget what it was, like 180 ball hits.
So a family bucket of cog.
A solid family bucket of cog. And it spit back and went through all of the data and told me things about my swing, all kinds of stuff. And then it ultimately gave an evaluation of what it felt is the best ball for me based upon my swing profile, the flight, the spin. One of the things, because I did all this all with a 7-iron, you know, that was what it suggested. The number one ball it picked for me was the Titleist Pro V1. Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. I ruined it for you. I was
totally gonna guess.
I'm very sorry. Now I feel bad.
I
Do you want
was
to guess
hoping
the
for
number
the
2
Kirkland.
ball? You know what? I didn't include the Kirkland in.
I bet it's better.
But you know what I feel like though? Because I have this data within it, if I get warm and then go hit another ball or kind of mix it in or do a retest, maybe I take the top 3 and then throw in a few other balls and see if we can, you know, beat it out on another day.
Does it
the
show
number 2
your
pick,
different rankings? Okay, yeah, you're going through that. Sorry.
yeah, it did. So if kind of on here, Rich, I don't know if you could see from there, you know, whatever, but it kind of ranked it by score and then gave it a percentage for each one. An almost near tie was the Titleist Pro V1 and the Srixon Q-Star Tour were like borderline identical. You could see on this, my smash factor was a little higher on the Pro V1, but my spin was a little higher, closer to where it wanted me with the Q-Star. And then just behind that, which was shocking, the TaylorMade Tour Response. And you can see it says retest there because I kind of, once I got warm, I came back and hit that one again, which is not at the same like price point or premium level as like the TP5, TP5X, Pro V1. The Tour Response is like sort of a step down in the price range. And it came in number 3 for me in terms of performance. Completely blown away. Completely did not expect that.
Which ball were you picking prior that you put the 3 red dots on? Which Bridgestone?
It was the Bridgestone Tour BRX.
It's all the way. I knew it. I knew it. That
was the craziest part.
Wow.
The ball that I had been, I switched last year. I was playing the Pro V1. I wanted to explore. I wanted to find another ball for me.
Wow.
And I went to the Tour BRX I just did a little research and kind of tried to guess. That ranked dead last.
Which is insane.
On this list. Yeah, absolutely.
You hit a hole in one with that ball.
I've played some great golf with that ball, relatively speaking, for slightly above average golfers.
Beat me by 20 shots at indoor with it.
It's indoor. That don't.
20.
No caveat for that part. There's no caveat.
What's the price point for those top 3 balls that you were looking at?
I didn't.
$54 to $64 for a dozen.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, the bag's over there, the receipt and everything. But like I don't know. The Pro V1 is sort of like the top of the line. Like whatever golf balls cost, that's like in the first position. Generally, the Srixon Q-Star is right around there, maybe a few bucks less. And then the Tour Response would be even several dollars less than that. And it's just surprising that sort of mid-level ball came up in 3rd place.
So for just, say you're going out golf and you need balls.
Yeah.
And which one would you choose? Are you just choosing a Pro V1 out of all, or are you going to like think, oh, I could save a couple bucks because this Tour Response works almost just as good as all these other ones?
So when it comes to golf ball picking, for me, I don't at all consider saving a few bucks. I always consider what do I think is the ball that will perform best for me, and then do my best not to lose a bunch of them. Still happens sometimes. But for some reason, when it comes to golf balls, there's just like price goes straight out the window. And what do I think is going to give me the best shot here? Because, I mean, think about it. We go through all this process to get fitted for clubs. We're buying, whatever the new $600 driver and put a $400 shaft on it. And then we're going to go out and play with the ball so we can save a few bucks. To me, that doesn't add up. I want to have something that I feel like is dialed in for every single part of my game. That's the way I think about it.
Do you know what I wish you would have done? Done like just the lower end balls, like a Max Fly or
Top Flight, Pinnacle.
Or Pinnacle, like just something low tier, and see what the numbers would have shown.
Well, the funny thing is, if you look, let's see, I did one Callaway Super Soft, and it's 3 from the bottom.
Okay.
Because there was like a bin of them right up by the counter. So I'm putting up like all these sleeves of like premium or near premium balls. And then there was just like this bucket of Super Softs. I just grabbed one out of there and threw it up there as well. And the funny thing about it was it actually performed like decently well. Like it was surprising to ChatGPT. It sort of said that. It was like, let's see here. Does it say in here any of its notes on it? Surprisingly consistent with good spin. It is a budget control option, is what it said. The funny thing that I learned in it all is that my spin rate overall is low, and that it wants me into a spinnier ball.
You got a spinny ball.
You need a spinny ball.
You start spinning them.
It says the Tour Pros average around 7,000 plus RPMs of spin with a 7-iron. Dan's numbers were close to 54 to 5,600. So I'm about 14 to 1,600 off on tour level spin. Let's see here.
Do you think that that means you need to work on changing your swing up a little bit to try and get more swing?
Well, yeah. So I talked to it a little bit about that, and we had some fun conversations. I don't know if it made it into these notes or not, but either way, one of the things it talked about, it said that my distance is above average. It said that my contact on the face was extremely consistent, especially with my smash factor. It said that my launch angle was just coming off a little low. And it said what it doesn't want me to do is try and add more power or change my swing, but potentially just change if I can. And I don't know where it is. I have so many that you have no idea how much I was into ChatGPT with this. But it just gave me a few things to experiment with, making a few like very slight changes to see. Because one of the other big things that gave it a lot to the score was the apex of the ball flight. It found very important. And what it talked about is the tour players, that they are between like 95 feet and around 100. And I was averaging like with some of the higher balls, like about 85 feet. So what it was saying is that I'm going to have a lower ball flight with less stopping power. So it's not spinning as much. It's not going as high. So on firm greens, it won't have as much stopping power. So that's what it talked about, me finding a spinnier ball and then potentially just making like a few minor adjustments to see if I can create a little more dynamic loft at impact.
And do you know what would be cool is now that you got that one club that Cobra's sending you, the guy,
the DS Adapt.
Yeah, he adjusted it so because he noticed you hit low.
Yep.
So that club is going to just help you with all this information too.
So my goal with this now, so I did all this with the 7-iron. I want to now go through the entire process again, every ball, and do it with driver. And then I want to do it one more time with wedges. And then take a look across the board to figure out which ball is the best for me across all three of these categories. Because potentially with a 7-iron, I'm getting the best results here, but will I get those same best results out of a driver, out of wedges, and then ultimately land on across all those categories, which ball sort of scores the highest as a grand total?
Is putting in there? Or is that kind of like a weird factor?
You know what? That'll be a great question for my club fitting ball expert GPT I created. I think we'll find out if there's anything it wants me to do, and I'll give it the data.
Say you do the driver, you do the wedges, and then, it says Pro V1 for all of them. Are you switching?
Yeah, I'm already switching, I feel like.
Nice.
Because I went into this with and I did the same thing. Like the very first time I went and got fit for clubs and everything, I'm like, I don't want to influence any part of this with what I like, a brand I appreciate, something I've seen advertising for. I want to go off of raw data on what gives me the highest performing outcome out of all of them. And that's the same thing here. Like I am not being paid by any of these ball companies, any of these, so I will dump every single bad ball out of my bag immediately if I think that AI is saying I can get a better result.
And I've brought this up with Titleist Pro V1, but if you're hitting a Pro V1, the Pro V1 logo needs to be pointed at your target because the ball's made in a way in which it's going to go further that way. And now if you place the Titleist logo horizontally on a par 3, you're going to get a better spin because the ball is made to spin better hit while, with the Titleist logo that way. Somebody very credible told me that, and I believe them, and try it out, see if it works for you.
I feel like I want to do a little research on that. That would be interesting.
I will say, though, for the people viewing, this is not for everyone. This is specifically just Dan's.
This is a completely custom ball fitting for just me and on my numbers.
Yeah,
just in no way. Because here's the thing. It's trying to give me spin and give me height on my 7-iron shot. You could be on the total opposite side of the spectrum and you're overspinning it and hitting it too high. And it's going to try and pull you the entire other direction and give you a completely different ball. So yeah, by no means is this meant for someone else to follow, but at the same time, anyone's welcome to make a GPT and do your own ball fitting because I wanted to sign up for one. I wanted to work with an expert. It wasn't an option, so I programmed one.
I would love to have all of us do it and see who's the same, who's different when it comes to the right golf ball.
Sadly, I was asleep when he invited me to this because I didn't go.
I did. I invited Gary.
And then also, if you're sandbagging playing the white tees, this is made for you.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, as soon as I shoot under par, I'll move back, Gary. Gary.
Have you shot around under par yet?
No.
Yes.
What's interesting,
I've
Dan,
shot a
is-
9 under. I was like 1 under through the front 9.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Go ahead, Rich.
It's interesting that when you're hitting with Cobra, they said that you were hitting low, and kind of all of this data on your iron is saying that you're hitting a little low on the club. So it just sounds like you got to work on just hitting a little bit higher on the face of the club.
Yeah, well, I think it would be fun to see if I could now use that AI like through some swing training. Like, I don't know. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how, but like, can I now work with it through that part of the process? Who knows? Maybe I invented something here. Or maybe a ton of people are already doing this and I think I invented it and I'm late to the party. I have no idea. I've just never heard of it before.
It's like 2 comedians coming up with the same joke independently.
Yes. All right. The Zurich. Rich, you're already there. I feel like we got to throw in some picks. But before we can make picks, Gary and I have to settle this tie because he and I are fighting for last. So, Gary, I got one of 2 things.
Fighting for third.
I like the idea of fighting for last because then you're fighting for first pick.
Yeah.
Josh suggested like a, do you guys say paper, rock, scissors or paper, scissors?
Rochambeau.
Rochambeau. Or
No.
we do a card pick showdown. You open a pack and whoever's got the better card wins.
Can I be the judge? Because I kind of know.
Yeah.
How are you going to
whatever
judge?
you guys wanna
Whoever
do.
the card
All right.
is higher.
Wait, I'll let you pick. All right, here we go.
All right, so wait.
Oh, there's tigers on
If your card number is higher, you get to pick first?
Yeah,
Or
I
you
think
pick
so.
second?
Or if you have a
or a better
Or
golfer.
if you
better
lose
poll.
this too.
yeah, if,
could we open them up and like pick out a random one, or you got to go
no,
top?
you got to go whatever the best card is, whatever the
Oh,
hit is.
Okay.
Dude, this pack is super hard to open. Need scissors or something. God, I would be a terrible card.
Ooh, I
puller.
love the first one I got.
Oh, did he already win? It's not fair.
Nice.
Nothing like putting wet mouth on.
Dude, I got some
Cardboard.
really
It won't
good.
open.
I got some really good cars here.
How? I need something sharp.
Do it the other way.
I did. I tried both ways.
I won because he can't get his open.
That's facts.
There we go. In like the worst way possible. What'd they use? Like Gorilla Glue to close this thing?
It's childproof.
All right, here we go. What do you got?
I
Right
got
off the rip.
Matt Fitzpatrick, bro.
That is pretty solid. Nick-
Matty Ice.
All right, I feel like that wins over Nick Hardy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So one Gary.
And the second one,
Yeah, what else you got?
Jason Duffner.
That's pretty good too. Michael Block.
That's Dan.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I think
Come on.
Michael Block's the best card so far.
All right.
Billy Horschel.
That's a great pick too. Brandon Wu.
Gary.
I win.
That's Gary.
Yeah. Oh, solid pick.
Justin Saw.
Autographed rookie Tiger Woods. No, I'm kidding.
Who is it?
It is Annika Sornstrom.
Oh, that's you.
Right?
2 and 2.
All right, here we go.
Thomas Peters.
Ooh, I've got a Matt Fitzpatrick.
Oh, that's.
I got 2
But-
Justin Saws. That's
It's a Young Guns.
Oh, that's an insert. So that's almost like bonus.
Was yours a Young Guns?
for who? Fitzpatrick?
Yeah.
How did you tell?
No,
It just says it right here, like across
No.
the whole bottom.
No.
Nice. All right, what else you got? Oh, no way. Dud.
Hudson Swatford.
Garrick Higo just won the Coral.
Yep.
Coral.
Yeah, right?
Could be worth something.
Dominating over here.
Tom Lehman.
Good
luck. I won that one.
Ash-
don't get to,
Ashley Bohaya. I don't know.
did he
Nice
just pick
vest.
one of his worst cards to go against one of my best cards?
No, I'm going in order.
Have you not been going in order?
I've been going in order.
I've been
What's
going
your-
in order.
What's your last card then, Gare?
How do you still have a bunch of cards?
Justin Saw.
Oh, Dan won. So you get last pick.
Michelle
You mean first
West.
pick?
That's what I meant.
I won.
All right, who gets first pick?
Gary, because you won that pack battle.
Oh, I thought we were.
So
Whoever
Dan
won
won,
gets
he
picked.
got third.
All right.
Gary
whatever.
lost, he got fourth.
Yeah. I won.
That was
lost.
the worst
I
pack
lost one.
battle, I think, in card pull history.
Well, yeah, just getting them open was a whole project. All right. So let's take a look at Zurich. Zurich's kind of fun. It is the doubles tournament where we get to see some team play. Rounds 1 and 3 are a 4-ball best ball. Rounds 2 and 4 are the foursomes alternate shot. I
Which
think
is fun.
I think that's super fun. Top
So-
33 teams and ties after 36 holes advance to the weekend. The playoff format is a sudden death with alternating formats. Foursome on the first, extra hole, 4-ball on the second, and so on. Total purse $9.2 million. And the winning team shares $2.65 million, which is $1.3 million per player, as well as 400 FedEx Cup points. Of course, the reigning champions coming off last year are Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry. I felt like that was a very fun win. Wait, they get these belt buckles? Those are fantastic.
That's like being in WWE Tag Team Champions right there.
This is totally like wrestling.
So for the novice golfers out there, can you explain the difference between the two rounds of the two formats?
So the best ball, they play their own ball through the entire hole, and whoever did better is the score they write down. The alternate shot is you hit the drive, I hit the approach, you putt, I putt, you putt, I putt, because we suck and we 4-putt.
Well, if you're hitting the
TGL.
approach, I'm hitting
Yeah.
the chip then.
It's basically TGL, but with
Yeah.
2 people.
You hit into the woods, I drop near the creek. Yeah.
So do they? So if it's you drive, I chip, you put it in. Do I have to drive next, or each hole starts it over again? You got a better drive, so you drive.
I think it's ongoing. I think it's a constant back and forth is the way I understand it.
I get first pick, huh?
That's interesting because, like, if you've got somebody like Rory who could really drive far, if he gets caught into now he's got to play his wedge game the entire time because of the way the putts are working, like that could work against you.
It could. And I wonder if there's like, is it just like picking your buddy, or is there like, is this like Moneyball, where we're looking at like, I want to pick somebody who's like a higher percentage in this category and I'm a higher percentage in that category. I don't know.
How do they make the teams?
I think it is like you ask a buddy.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to go to the dance? Like, oh yeah,
I
I
do
don't
have-
have anybody to go to the dance with.
I have a Gary question.
All
Oh
right.
boy,
Is Tiger Woods ever played in this event, and who would he play with?
Tiger Woods has not played in this event.
Are you serious?
And I don't know who he'd play with. If anybody, I think you'd pick Freddie Couples, because that's his buddy.
That's an interesting pick.
He's
I
never
thought he would
played
go like
this
a
event.
Kurt Kitayama or something.
I can't believe he's never played this event.
Pretty sure he's never played this event because he has 15 events he used to play throughout his career that he would. It was his go-tos because he knew the course. It just worked out for him.
Do you think there's any like unfair pairings? Like back in the heyday, if
That's a pretty unfair pair.
no, if Tiger's like, I pick Phil.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, you can't do that. No, you can't. That doesn't count.
I think
That's
the
not fair.
camaraderie, the
VJ?
vibe won't work.
Yeah, they're just like angry hitting the whole
They're
time.
just two separates.
Or like John Daly and Tiger.
Or like John Daly and Matt Fitzpatrick putting on his sunscreen, like just like an insane pairing.
No, John Daly with anyone is almost like Harry Higgs and Joel Dahmen.
Fair enough. All right, Gary, who's your pick? You're going right there.
Oh,
the reigning
wow.
champs. Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, because Shane Lowry's hitting really good right now.
And
I agree
Roy
with that.
loves Shane and like, yeah.
Rory's coming off the Masters.
Like he
Shane's
almost
hitting
divorced
great.
his wife
Like,
for Shane.
I think that's a great pick.
It really is. All right, goes to me.
I also did not know that they won last year
Oh, I knew it.
until I
They
saw
are
this.
plus 360 for the win. Minus
Who-
250 to be top 10.
Who else are they looking at?
Well, you got Colin Morikawa, you got Billy Horschel with Tom Hogue,
You got the brothers.
you got the Matt Fitzpatrick with Alex, and Alex on the first season of
When-
Full Swing was amazing when he came back to qualify for the U.S. Open. And he did so well. He tied for 17th because like they were giving him shit about this because like his brother invited him, didn't do too well. That made the U.S. Open on his own accord, or the Open, and then he did well.
You got a couple out there, Dan. You got Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore. They're ranked
Yeah.
4th, 5th. Sieth Thigala and Aaron
Sahith.
Sahith, sorry.
See it.
I love Aaron Rea. He plays with two gloves on. He's a double glove guy.
Did
Gotta
not you?
love the
Never
double
seen
glove.
anybody do that.
Oh yeah, it looks like he's going into surgery.
So you never saw Caddyshack?
Well, yeah, but like,
So you're a liar. I'm kidding. I love you.
all right.
I just wanted to
I was
rile
playing
you up.
in
Look,
the
I'm
tour.
riling him up.
I was talking to the tour, not a fake movie. So, Colin Morikawa, Kurt Kitayama.
Kitayama.
There we go. Robert McIntyre. That's
Here's
not
what I
right.
think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. Thought I had which one? Because
Pete
I just
Mitchell and JT Poston are 4th.
um
I'm rooting for Fitzpatrick brothers though, just so everybody knows. But I want my guy, Rory and them to win because I picked them.
Tom Hogue and Billy Horschel. They're
Billy
7th,
Horschel's
7th or
cool.
I thought I
8th.
had Taylor Moore in mind. I thought I drew a Taylor Moore. Didn't I say his name before? No. Oh, it was Nick Hardy.
Nick
no.
Taylor.
I'm gonna go.
Wait,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
Taylor
go with-
Moore, Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Wyndham. I'm gonna go with Clark and Moore. I want some more Clark.
And they're 5th overall, so I think you're pretty solid with that. Wyndham
All
Clark's
right.
been playing some good golf. I think
He
I think you're
has.
solid.
So according to this, Tiger has not played in New Orleans since 1991, and he has never played in Zurich.
Good.
Good.
So nuts. All right, my pick.
Yeah.
So I would like to pick our homegirl Charlie Hoffman, but I don't know if she could get it done.
All right.
But I think I'm gonna go
Shut up.
with you know what? I'm gonna go to the well for this one.
All right.
I'm going Oxcape and Carson Young.
I like it. Solid.
All right.
Gary, do you like that?
So
Going for the first pick next week.
it's thick.
Going for the first pick next week. Josh throws it every week.
I do
so
not
that-
throw it every week. I do not throw it every week. I actually
So
won one.
funny.
Such a subtle.
I was the last person to win since no, actually Gary won, right?
Yeah, but I've been dominating the middle of the pack.
Yeah, really.
All right, Rich. Who are you going to pick last?
Throw it
and win
harder.
with?
Throw it harder than Josh.
Rich picks with Rich.
Give us the
I-
Zurich Classic pick.
I mean, I like the Sahith and Aaron, but that's not who I'm going to take. I'm going to go with the Colin Morikawa and Kurt.
Kurt Kitayama.
That's right.
Why do I feel
so
Fitzpatrick brothers is just going to come out?
they're ranked 2nd overall, and they've got a pretty solid. They're plus 1,200.
I think you should go with them.
We both drew a Fitzpatrick card. Like, do you think that was a sign we missed?
Possible.
It's too late now.
No,
Locked in.
I'm picking Rory.
That's the
Rory.
pick. That's the pick
Rory.
of the day. I think
Oh,
Rory and
Rory
Shane.
and a Rory.
Shane's been playing such great golf. Like Rory's right there.
And they
Rory
love each other.
winning Pebble, Players, Masters, and the Zurich.
Right.
And who does he celebrate first
Rich.
with? Shane Lowry.
Yeah. Speaking of celebrating after the Masters, did you hear that in a press conference they asked Justin Rose about the hug between Rory and Justin Rose's wife? It was like that very long embrace, just mere feet away from me. I got a very up close look at it. Thank you. And it was a long hug, and you could tell she kind of said something to him, you know. But I feel like they've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah, they're Ryder Cup teammates.
Ryder Cup teammates. They go way back, the whole thing. I just love that the media's like, so Rose, well, what's going on with that hug? What do you got to say about that? And he played it off. He was just like, I didn't think anything of it. Rory gave Justin Rose's wife a very long embrace because she was out there, you know, waiting for the playoff. And, she, after Shane Lowry picked him up off the ground, it was like that giant hug. And then she was there and she gave him like a very long, nice hug, like kind of longer than his wife, like whatever. Whatever. I didn't think much of it, but a lot of people were like, hey, who's this chick? You know, whatever. Cause apparently they don't know who Justin Rose's wife is. But I love it. It got brought up in a press conference and Justin Rose was like, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it.
What a silly question.
They could have
Do we
been
know what
talking.
they said?
No, and he said, I don't even think it's up for discussion. I never asked. I didn't think to ask what she said. Sure it was something nice.
In big crowds like that, when it's super loud, they do that. You have a longer hug because they're probably saying something to each other,
right?
Like in their ear.
She's like whispering sweet nothings. Like I'm sure it was no big deal.
Yeah.
I'll bet she gave him a big hug. She's like, you son of a bitch. I was supposed to be hugging my husband right now.
Yeah.
You cost me millions of dollars.
She's like, I will kill you. Yeah.
If you don't leave my side right now.
I'm so glad that was addressed properly within the confines of a pro golf media venue of sorts.
They were fishing for that one.
Yeah, they were.
Nothing's better than the Tiger. I give you my number handoff to the girl.
Oh,
yeah. That's the best. They were so sly.
Oh, I missed it. Do it again. Say again. What happened?
So like Tiger was walking and he just hands his like a little sheet of paper to this girl.
No. She handed it.
Oh, yeah. He took
and he
it.
accepted it. Like he was high-fiving a couple kids. And then this this young gal was, she just kind of slips him a little paper note. And you can tell like he grabs it and looks at her and just puts it right in his pocket. Like,
that's my boy. I love
gonna hang out of that one.
Here's a question for you. Like, what do you do? Like, you accept it, you put it in your pocket, but like, what do you take and just throw it on the ground? Like,
no, I'll tell you exactly what you do.
All right.
Around 7:30 p.m. that night, you send a tiger emoji, and that's it. Just one tiger emoji.
Or at 10 o'clock at night with a winky emoji.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
And if it's a Snapchat and it's red or purple and it's late at night, you're like, you do the look away.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
Did somebody take the Wyndham Clark Taylor Moore?
I did.
You did?
I think. I already forgot.
I like your pick. I think you're pretty solid with that pick.
Rich likes my pick.
I'm telling you, I like it.
I could
just sitting here looking at them all
right now.
Yeah, I think you're pretty solid.
When Josh throws his pick, does he actually succeed in it, or does he kind of screw it up and get middle of the pack? I feel like does he get middle of the pack?
I'm not throwing.
When he doesn't throw his pick, he's usually terrible. When he picks a solid team, then he's usually second. He's got a couple firsts as well.
Yeah. Listen, all of us are just playing for second here. Let's be just completely honest. We're all playing for second.
We need to have like a score tree and see how far ahead of you guys I am.
Oh, it's painful.
Absolutely ridiculous. I do not throw my picks. I just pick bad.
Well, I'm waiting for Josh to go into editing, and like when Rich says his pick, he's like Jake Knapp.
Yeah. Wonderful idea.
Like Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
In the worst edited voice ever. Like,
I could really
Gizmo's
mess up
voice.
Everyone's pick.
All right. Well, before we go any further, I feel like we got to check in with Blake Bunkers for a special bunker report. Blake, what do you got for us this week?
Bunker report coming at you. Thanks, Dan and company. Great to be back after a week off. I was in Las Vegas. As you know, lots of sand out there. Special investigative reporting had to be done. Quality assurance, if you will. More on that at a later date. Coming off the Masters, and let me tell you, I was watching it on the plane the entire time. I was glued. I haven't been that glued since Tiger in his prime to anything golf. That was fantastic. A gripe, though. Not a lot of bunker coverage, okay? Masters, I know you have some of the nicest, most pristine traps in all the land. We either need to make them bigger or put them a little bit more strategically, or we're going to get a little bit more coverage of the traps down there. That's just my take, my 2 cents. Also, Dan, I hope you're not getting too high and mighty after your 16th trip down to the Masters, but just want to say, word to the wise, you're one of us. Like it or not, you're one of us. That's where you're staying, okay? I know you're upper echelon, Sterling Shepard, Ludwig Oberg interviews, Maybachs, all that. We're going to bring you down, back down to where you belong with us, okay? All right? Don't you forget it. You're one of us, Dan, and we're happy to have you. This just in, special investigative reporting, me being here in Michigan, the Motor City, we've come up with actual and factual evidence to find the top 3 vehicles that trash golfers drive. In a very particular order, starting at number 3, PT Cruiser. That's just facts. You drive a PT Cruiser, you might want to get rid of it. If you're looking out there on it going, yeah, Bunkers has a point. I probably should change my vehicle. That would make me a better golfer. You're right. Coming in at number 2, Ford F-150. Ford makes a great product, but if you're driving a Ford F-150, you're leaving strokes out on the course. Number 1, we've got a T for tie, and it is Tesla Cybertruck and any Range Rover product. I don't make the rules. This is data, investigative reporting, surveys, numbers, ROI, reporting, analytics, so on and so forth. IBM is a sponsor of the Masters. Did IBM come up with this stuff? No. Could they in the future? Maybe. Sky's the limit, right? Am I right? So if you're looking out on the driveway, out into the garage, got one of those vehicles, you may want to swap-a-roo, get something else. Got it. Coming off the RBC Heritage, Justin Thomas found himself in a little bit of hot water in the waste bunker on 11, not just a regular bunker, a wasted type. A type in which you can ground your club, or so I'm told. You can remove loose impediments, impedimenti. Don't do it from now on because the ball could move and then you have to call one-stroke penalty on yourself. He went back and forth for a minute there, but he took the high road. No Patrick Reed drama for him. He didn't want it. He didn't need it. He found himself in a playoff with Novak, and he still got the job done. Integrity intact. Justin Thomas, this Dan's Golf World bunker report salute goes out to you, my friend. You're a champion. You played like a champion. You kept your integrity and your honesty intact. So for that, my friend, we salute you. Dan and friends, back to you in the studio. We'll see you next week.
Blake Bunkers, everyone.
Yay!
Like Bunkers.
All right, guys. I think we covered it all. You got anything else? Gary, you about to go play some golf?
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel like you feel that.
I feel that.
I wish I could.
You feel that?
You want to go golfing or you got to edit?
I got work to do, dog.
All right, I'll golf for you.
He's got to get this show up on the air.
I'm on the clock.
Sports Illustrated's on standby. They're on pins and needles waiting for this episode to drop. All right, guys. Well, that's it. And that is all for this week's beautiful episode of the Dan's Golf World Show, brought to you by the one and only
Sports.
Thank you, Gary.